Okay, we are here inside the world of real estate, and today we have Donnie Fields, and he is from Illinois, and I can't wait to hear about him, talk to him, and learn all about him. How are you doing today, Donnie?
I am doing very well. Thank you for inviting me and asking me to be here, Mary.
Yes, good, great. So let's start with our first question is tell us about you, your background, your schooling, and what got you into real estate.
All right, so about me, my background. Military brat, grew up my whole life in the military, I tell people. My father was a drill sergeant, Vietnam War veteran, and then, after he got banged up, he ended up managing clubs, Stars and Stripes. So I've been in the Army my whole life. So when I was 17, I kind of woke up one morning. My dad was like, "You're going to the Army, or you're getting out of my house." That's just how he was.
Oh wow! Okay.
So yeah, joined the Army when I was 17 years old. Served with the 3rd Ranger Battalion in Fort Benning, Georgia. Did about 7 years there before I got injured. After I got injured, went back to college through Chapter 31 benefits, which anybody that knows disability claims. Chapter 31, they pay for your college. Got recruited into being a veteran service officer. So I did that for quite some time. And then somewhere along the line at VA Central Office was recruited to run prosthetic services. So I did all that, the military and all that stuff for 30 years. I got 30 years federal service. COVID happened, and it was a scary time. I was working in a hospital. Everybody was scared here in Illinois. And I retired, and then found out COVID wasn't what it was really, saying it was. And then I got into real estate as an investor. And somewhere along the line, I decided to continue the mission to help veterans with their claims. So that's the short version.
I love it. So first of all, thank you so much for your service. My dad was an Army guy too. So,
cool.
So I really do appreciate everything that you've done, and your father for this country. So, and I love that you have the background with veterans and everything else. So I totally love that. So, so we talked about that. What areas do you serve? Like areas in Illinois, so you can tell our viewers.
All right. Well, if Chicago is quite, big, Chicagoland is what we like to call it. Primarily I'm in the western burbs, but for the sake of bang, I'll be covering the Cook County area, which is pretty much Chicago. If somebody says Chicago, there's a lot of townships that surround it, but Cook County is, if you look at a map and you see that little Chicago button, just kind of draw a little circle around it. That's
all right. Well, what other areas besides Chicagoland and Cook County do you cover?
Well, I'll go an hour. I mean, that's my limit. If it's an hour away, I'll go there. So I'll go all the way to Wisconsin.
Okay.
Heck, I go close to Iowa, not quite Iowa.
Oh,
and
wow.
then south, it's just pretty much an hour from Chicago. Like I said, I live right in the border, the western burbs of Chicago, and if it's within an hour from a commute to me, I'll do it.
Okay, so what area do you personally live in?
I live in Downers Grove.
Okay, fantastic. Okay,
never
great.
Heard of it until I moved here. The only reason I moved there is because I'm looking for a jiu-jitsu shop for my son.
There you go. Well, that's fabulous. I love that. So tell us about what type of properties you like to sell, and what type of properties are in your area, and maybe like an average price point so our viewers know.
All right. Well, I'm more delve in the single family homes.
Okay.
So that's kind of 90% of my business are veterans, right? So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for Chicago neighborhoods. These are suburban communities. I don't know if you're too familiar with Chicago, but there's just a bunch of boroughs and townships. But I do specialize in helping younger veterans, do the VA, what we call house hack, right? I'm calling it the VA millionaire method. If you start young enough, buy one of these, stay in one, rent out the other's cash flow, and stack, I guess, multifamily homes like challenge coins. That's what I challenge them to do.
So you're doing a house hack. So you're actually, from your experience, you are guiding them to build wealth. I love it.
Yes, absolutely. Story of two brothers. Everywhere I ever lived, I rented. my brother, I don't know why he didn't tell me everywhere he ever moved, and we're both in the military, he bought. Now he's sitting on all these properties and all this equity. So, cheers to him. But I wish you'd have told me this, 20 years ago. And that's what I'm trying to do with these young veterans now. Just help them.
I love that. So you're coming from life experiences to help these veterans build wealth. I love it.
Trying to, if they listen.
What's like an average price point in your area for, say, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath?
Right around $425.
Okay.
$425. That's a single family home. A little bungalow in one of the suburbs. Townhomes typically run from about $200 to $350.
Okay.
Of course, you can go up to $1 million here. There's those properties, but the average price point would be probably $425.
Okay, perfect. So, what are some of the desirable areas in where you're at?
Well, I love the Downers Grove area, Glen Ellyn, Naperville, Hinsdale. They're like the perennial favorites around here. A lot of our sports teams, they live in Hinsdale, which is an affluent type of area. But the great thing about them, they have the commuter rail access. You got what kind of dog is that?
Well, I have an Australian Shepherd mix, and also a Terrier mix. So one's like 70 pounds and one's like 30 pounds. So yeah. So you will hear them in the background everywhere.
All right, I got a little Chiweenie.
They're really loving. Yeah, they're loving noise right
Pets.
now. But that's just
where was I at?
Right.
Oh, that's quite all right. I'm actually looking for a dog right now. Mine, I had 2. They passed away, last year. So we've been patient, but I'm at the point now where it's like, okay, I need a dog.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. So your area is very pet friendly then, right?
Yes, absolutely. A lot of dog parks. But yeah, those were the suburbs. I know people in the city, they like the Lincoln Park area for the Lakeview, the West Loop, and all because the walkability, the nightlife, and the proximity to downtown.
Yes. So let's talk about what's like some of the biggest draws. Why are people moving to your area? Military, besides military.
Well, yeah, not too many people move in from military. We got the Great Lakes base here, so they train them here and then they ship them off somewhere else. But it's a big draw for people here. I would say it's the affordability.
Okay.
When COVID hit, a lot of things went up, but not us. We went up just a little bit here and there. But they got diverse job markets, great schools. This is a great place to raise a family. When I moved here, I moved from Miami. And my kids just, I moved here about 10 years ago. My kids just excelled.
Nice. Very nice.
Schools. I don't think they're ever going to leave. Chicago's one of those places, or Downers Grove, that is. Like I talked to parents. I coach wrestling and softball, and the parents went to middle school there. I'm not used to that.
Oh, yes. Yes, they like live here and they don't move. Yeah, they're not like military where you've moved all around the world and stuff and they've just like this one place. So actually you're really good because first of all, you're helping them build wealth, the veterans, right? And you've lived that life where you've moved from place to place. So you really know, what are like some of the challenges people have when they move to your area, military
Yes,
wise.
absolutely. Yes.
What would you say a challenge is that people do have when they come from, say they're coming from, I don't know, Texas, or they're coming from Miami? What's their challenge? The weather?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Getting used to the weather's a big challenge around here because we have something called polar vortex. I don't know if you ever heard that.
Yes.
But my mother came during the polar vortex about 6 years ago. She ain't never been back since. She's from Florida. It was -30 when you went outside. It felt like you were being stuck by pins. But yeah, the weather's one thing. Get used to when I say seasons here, it's like we have winter and then we have construction season. When it's not winter, all these things are being worked on. And the commute, I would say that just learning, what trains to get on, what rails to get on, CTA, Metro. There's a lot of things you got to figure out.
You also have 2 airports too, right? You have 2 airports in Chicago. So people will get confused because they have no idea which airport they're going into, right?
I've literally been at O'Hare and like, where are you? And they're like, we're at Midway.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Give me 20 minutes. So yeah, make sure you know what airport you're going to. I agree.
Yes, I mean, that is definitely really important. And let's talk about
Absolutely.
sports. Let's talk about sports in Chicago.
Okay. Well, we have everything. We have sports all year long. And you got to pick a team, no matter when you're here.
What's your team?
I'm always going for the underdog. So at this point, I'm gonna say it's both. No, I came here going for the Cubs because they haven't won a series in ever. Then they won the series the year I moved here. And I give credit to my son. Everywhere he ever lived, it seems like somebody wins.
Nice.
But we got the Cubs, and we got who do we got? The White Sox. So there's the two baseball teams you got to pick. We got the Bulls. We got the Blackhawks. So we got
so
Bears.
much to do. So much sports in Chicago.
Yeah, so much sports, and once the weather's nice, they have all these music festivals. So it's definitely a tourist destination for the most part.
So what about like restaurants and museums and just like the nightlife? Tell us a little bit about that.
All right. Well, restaurants, I just kind of eat it. I'm a realtor, right? So I eat all these fast food joints. Gene and Jude's. If you're here, it's near Chicago Airport. Go to Gene and Jude's. It's been around since the 50s. All they sell is hot dog and tamales, but they are world renowned for it.
That's so interesting. Okay.
Food Digest rated them the number 1 hot dog in America, I believe, in 2008. So and they beat everybody. But that's where I take everybody when they come visit here at Gene and Jude's. But we got the Field Museum, we got the Shed Aquarium. I mean, there's just so much to do. I mean, it's hard to kind of get.
Yeah, there's just so much in Chicago. It really is,
Yeah.
and I think that everybody thinks of Chicago and they just think of sports and they think of windy, cold and windy. That's what they think of, cold and windy, right?
Oddly enough, when I first moved here, I thought, we got Windy City. That's what they call us from the wind. It's actually politicians. That's why they call us Windy Cities.
So what like drives the economy? Like what kind of industries drive the economy in Chicago?
Oh my gosh, there's so many hubs here. I can think of some. McDonald's is here. We got Boeing that's here. Hershey's, I believe, they got a big old factory. I mean, there's so much, industry here. We got the hospitals, the schools, and a lot of startups.
A lot of Starbucks.
No, Starbucks.
You have one of the biggest nice reserve Starbucks there in Chicago. I've been to that one. Yes.
Actually, that's where I'm at right now for my Wi-Fi.
Oh, there you go. We're in Starbucks. There you go.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love that. So what are some of the popular activities that people do in your city?
Popular activities. I know the food. What's it called? I can't think right now. What's it called? The food mart. Farmers market. Jeez.
Farmers market. There you go.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's right by the train tracks. That's what a lot of people do. Like again, I'm in the suburbs, so we don't. I try to stay away from the city unless I'm doing business out there. But farmers market and just local kids events. I coach wrestling. I coach softball, so I pretty much stay active in the community.
Right, and what's important is being in the suburbs is like you have that lifestyle with your family, with the kids, their activities, everything like that.
Yes.
And then you have like the young professionals that are in the city and work in the city. So, and it's really easy to get around Chicago because you have trains and buses, and you can drive too if you want to as well.
Yep,
right?
Absolutely. I just helped a gal. She was a young gal, so her mom didn't want her to be in the city, but she wanted to be in the city. But what we ended up doing, she works here in the burbs. She has a place out in the city. I got her parking lot right by the Metro Rail, in my town where her office
Nice.
is. And, that's how she kind of did it. She decided to live in the city.
She kind of commutes there. Yeah, I love that. So we pretty much talked about climate, everything else. Anything else you want to talk about Chicago, the suburbs, or anything else?
Well, I've been all around the world, with the military and even traveling around with the VA hospitals. Chicago, they have that Midwest part. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but people are kind here for the most part. And the suburbs, being friendly, community oriented, it's just great place, and of course the city has worldwide amenities. And people are really proud of the neighborhoods around here. So
Yes, definitely. So what do you personally do outside of real estate that for fun?
uh,
Coach.
I coach. I'm
So you're
always
very
coaching.
big in
I'm
the
always
community, right?
coaching. I am. I coach a travel softball team year round here, so we're always doing something. Uh, a bunch of ninth grade girls, so that's kind of difficult. I'll be honest with you. They
Yes,
yell
I would
back.
say that's challenging. Ninth grade girls playing softball. Ooh, my goodness, travel team. Oh wow.
Yeah, they yell
That's
back.
definitely you have to have a lot of patience for that, don't you?
Yeah, you have to for sure. And in the wintertime, I coach wrestling with the middle school. They actually
Okay.
listen. I can yell at them, and they kind of, they take it and say, "Yes, coach," but not the travel team.
But what I
Get
see
locked
is
in. They get
weren't you a
locked in.
drill sergeant? Oh, your dad was a
Well,
drill sergeant.
they never see that come out. I try to keep that buried deep down.
But
But it's always going on up here. I'm always saying something to myself.
But look, you are building the legacy of these children by coaching them. Because like I'm a coach too. Like I coach too. I played soccer and I ran track. And then like when my daughter was in school, I coached everything. I coached basketball, I coached soccer, I coached track. I had so much fun. Like that's what life is about, is having fun doing those things for your kids.
I agree. The funny thing is, my degree's in elementary education, but I never taught. When I graduated, I was volunteering at the VA, and they were like, I told them, hey, 2 weeks, whatever. They're like, how much they paid me? I was like, 17,000. They said, we'll offer you 33 to keep doing what you're doing. So that's one thing. That's probably why I coached in this thing. I always thought I'd be going to teach, but never quite did.
So your background, and I think what you're doing is you're teaching these veterans to build wealth, right?
Yeah.
And to make a life for themselves and see that it is doable to be able to house hack with your VA loan. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, absolutely. It's just they're leaving money on the table. When I talk to these guys, 40, 50 years old, that rented their whole life, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You'd have X amount of equity if you would have bought.
Yes.
But, of course, I learned the hard way, too.
But you know what? You're using your
experience. Let me borrow money.
Yes, but you're using your experience to help people build a better life, which is very.
I wish somebody told me this. I wish somebody told me what I'm trying to tell these guys 12 years ago.
But I love that. That's amazing. So, what's your favorite? You've traveled all over the world, right? For the military. Tell us one of your favorite places you've lived.
Kind of oddly enough, Boise, Idaho.
Really, Boise, Idaho. Okay.
Yeah, when I was being recruited for the prosthetic internship program through the central office, they kind of place you with a service chief somewhere out there, and you follow them for 2 years. And there was like 3 of them. There was like LA, New York, and Boise, right? There was my 3 options. And of course, I think I picked LA first. They're like, oh, no, that one's taken. And I picked New York, and nope, that one's taken too. So obviously, I was like, I'm not going to like Boise. I kind of looked it up, and I'm reading the demographics. I'm like, this don't sound nothing like me. But I went there, and I fell in love with that place. I love some Boise, Idaho. Just the people. It's a desert area, but it's surrounded by mountains, so they call it the high desert, if you will.
Right.
So even when it's snowing, 3 feet of snow, people are walking around in shorts and shirts because the heat kind of stays insulated between the mountains. But hunting, fishing, I'll be back there one of these days. No doubt.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, tell us about a transaction, a client that you worked with that was gave you so much gratitude. And I know we have a lot of them, but just one story. One story of one client.
Well, this one, I love this one for a multitude of reasons. Like in February, I decided to start Vet Home Collective. And essentially, it's just all things VA. Like if you're a real estate business, I'm like, no, it's a veteran business. I don't care what you do. Just call me. I'll help you out with it. Federal disability retirement, VA lending, access to realtors across America. Somebody was referred to me. young guy, had a family of 6, and couldn't afford, what he was looking for, part of the time. So I did the opposite. I said, well, I'm not going to sell your house. Let me tell you why. After I let them know, I was like, let me help you get your disability because you're at 60% right now, and at 70% you can be tax exempt, which that $800 a month could go to your mortgage, right? So he had a 325 pre-approval. He needed a 450. So actually 425. But so I worked with him for 4 months. Didn't even show him a house, which was weird. What realtor out there says I'm not going to sell you a house? But I helped him with his claim, and in 4 months he went from 60% to 90%. So he got that tax exemption. He also got more money for his family, through the disability being raised, and he got the house that he needed. So once that happened, we found him a house, and every weekend I see him posting with him and his family doing crazy things in their yard.
That's amazing. That is an amazing story because it shows how much heart you have, because not many people would do what you did to help him get into a house. That's amazing. Yeah. That's an incredible story. I love that.
It was a trifecta. We helped him with his lending through Agent Plus, if you're familiar with that. Helped him with his realtor and helped him with his disability. So that one felt pretty good.
That's great. So is there anything that you want to tell our viewers that we haven't talked about you, Chicago, or anything else?
I'm here to serve. I'm here to help people out one way or another. I meet you where you're at. I help so many people that never buy a house. I'm just here to help. Retired, federal, 100% disabled veteran. I do this not because I need to do this. I do this. Well, I do need to do this, but for the inside.
Right. You got to buy some more properties, right? Build some more wealth, right?
Yeah. That's a byproduct of it. But that's not why I do it. But yeah, absolutely. I'm an investor as well too. I just picked up property in Glen Ellyn this week, and I'm working on that this winter too. So yeah.
So I mean, if you're looking for somebody who's a veteran, somebody who can guide you in the right direction, and also help you build wealth, Donnie's your boy. He is your boy. Donnie is your boy, right there. Donnie. And my dad's name is
Mary. Thank you.
I know. It's just like my dad. So my dad, his name was Donald. So I don't meet very many Donalds in this world. So it's like, oh my God, and he was Army too. So there you go.
My given name is Donnie, but I'll tell you why. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky, and they said if I wouldn't have born, I wouldn't have survived. There was a prenatal hospital there. So the doctor that saved my life, his name was Donald. They wanted to name me after him. He's like, but I hate that name. So what do you go by? Donnie. So yeah, this is my legal name is Donnie. God, I used to get in so much trouble, Mary, growing up. They're like, Donald, stop that. I'm like, my name's Donnie. Don't talk back to me. I'm just telling you my name. I'm sorry.
I love that. So thank you so much for spending time with me today on Inside the World of Real Estate. And if you're looking in the Chicago area and the suburbs, you need to reach out to Donnie, especially if you're a veteran, you want to build wealth, and you might have a little challenge. I think he can definitely help you.
Yes, thank you very much, Mary. And I grew up a lot in Columbus, Georgia. I lived a lot of my life in Georgia, Fort Benning, so I used to travel to Atlanta all the time. Got a lot of family and friends out there.
That's great. So you take care. It's great talking to you. Bye.